Susanna Bevilacqua, the Chair of the Fair Trade Association Australia and New Zealand. Welcome to the second episode of the Future of Responsible Trade. Through these conversations, we'll be exploring how fair trade producer organisations and businesses around the world are navigating the challenges of a rapidly changing global market, whilst also staying true to the principle of fairness, sustainability and social impact. In the second interview, we'll be talking to two members of the World Fair Trade Organization Africa and the Middle East. Our first speaker, Basma Barham, is responsible for public relations and partnership at the Holy Land Handicraft Cooperative Society in Palestine. The Holy Land Handicraft Cooperative Society is a guaranteed World Fair Trade Organization in Palestine town of Bethlehem. Founded in 1981, they support 35 members, small-scale producers of artisanal craft from Bethlehem and surrounding villages, to bring their goods to market through fair and ethical sourcing practices. Their aim is to preserve Bethlehem handicraft traditions for the benefit of future generations of artisans. Our second speaker is Diana Rahman, Sales and Operation Manager at the Fair Trade and Tourism Lebanon, a social enterprise under the umbrella of Fair Trade Lebanon NGO. Fair Trade and Tourism Lebanon is a social enterprise that supports marginalised producers, particularly women-led cooperatives, by helping them access fair and sustainable markets. Together we'll explore their inspiring journeys and discuss what responsible trade means in today's world and where it's heading. Welcome, Diana and Basma. Firstly, thank you so much for participating in our interview series. Before we begin, we want to acknowledge that many members of the fair trade community are deeply affected by the ongoing humanitarian crisis around the world. We extend our thoughts to all those impacted by violence and conflict, and we continue to stand for justice, dignity and support for marginalised communities everywhere. We are grateful for your efforts in advancing fair trade here in Australia. So let's begin. So Basma, can you describe your organisation, how it began, where you operate, what you produce and how many people are involved?
And let's say that the cooperative, it has the members, which are 35 workshops, but now we are not just giving work to these people, we are giving work for between 2,000 people around our area. It can be in Bethlehem and also in Hebron, in the north, like Naples and so on. So the idea, it was to preserve our traditional crafts. Products are the olive wood, the mother of pearl ceramic, and some of the embroidery. We are always trying to give work for them, to ensure that they are working in a safety place. And many times, if we have some like projects to go on with them, we are always supporting them with also projects like to improve the place when they are working, to give them the raw material. So yeah, this is one of the things that we are doing, some of the things that we are doing. But to tell you the truth, it's maybe we are going to go through these answers after that. The situation all the time is not allowing us to keep with the business plan that we are doing. So each time we should keep changing according to the situation that we are facing. And for sure, all of you know the things that we are facing now. Yeah.
Thank you. Basma, what about you? Can you describe Diana, sorry, can you describe your organization?
Yes, so basically we are Fair Trade Lebanon, okay? But it was created and developed in 2006 after the war between Israel and Lebanon. It was mostly in the south and in Beirut, but the NGO was created to help the producers in the south. This is how it began. But then it began to spread all over Lebanon, and they created the company, which is a registered company named Fairtrade and Tourism Lebanon. This is the company I work in. So this company was created around 2011 for the purpose of commercial activity under the umbrella of the NGO. So what we do is we buy the stuff from the producers and the cooperative of women mostly, and then we export them outside Lebanon. Okay, so our brand is Terroir du Liban, which is available now all over the world. And it is the product of every rural woman in Lebanon and handmade. So this is our identity. We had to open the company so we can sell and export. And we are available in Europe, in USA, in the Middle East, and everywhere. We help around 2,000 farmers and agriculturals in Lebanon, in the north and in the south. We work closely with around 20 cooperative. We buy from them our products, and as well as some SMEs, because some of the market demand is not available at cooperatives like the Pulses and these. That's why we work, but we always choose the small companies and producers. We don't choose the big ones. So, and mostly, if you want to just divide, because we empower women a lot. So with all the people that we work with, there is around 157 women against 70 men. So this is our purpose, yes.
Yes. And like you were talking about before privately, that, you know, a lot of people see Lebanon perhaps not as a developing country, but you mentioned that a lot of the farming communities do have, you know, not impacted by this.
There were a lot were impacted by the war, by the way, especially in the south. We have many cooperatives that we do work with, has been impacted by the chemical exposure, and they've stopped working. So now in the next questions, I can elaborate more.
Okay. All right, I now move to Basma, if you're still there with us. Can you tell us about the impact of your work in the community you work with, and how do you communicate the impact to your customers?
Yeah, I think that we create the impact by offering dignified jobs to the artisans, promoting inclusion, a fair wage, something which is always very important. And for sure, it's not easy sometimes to add our products in with the organizations that are just working to make trade and not to be fair. So also as a fair trade organization, we work to ensure, as I told before, the safe condition, to respect the environment. Many artisans here, or most of them, they work in the garage home in unsafe settings. We work to help them to improve this. We also employ individuals with determination, helping them to earn an income and to be accepted in the communities. This is one of the projects that we are doing and that we are always looking also to improve, because all these special people are many times just in special organizations. And when we visited them, we can feel that they are able to do a lot of things, and they should be like to spread them in the community. Yeah. So how we speak about this all the time, we make like workshops. The transparency is very important for us. If you can see our website, in our website, we are mentioning the products are made by me, by whom. The same as Lebanon, we are, for example, supporting the organization by taking their products and many times improving also the how they should do it, and to giving them new products, how to do, yeah, the new products. Also, for us, it's very important always to send stories, and I think it's one of the things that many of the organizations can do, and we already are doing that, to speak about the life of the artisans, so people will know who is the doing this behind the item, what is their life, how they create it. So yeah, this is the things that we are doing, and for sure, even if we are having a very bad situation, the looking always for the social justice is one of the most important thing for us. Yeah.
Thank you. And Diana, can you tell us about the impact of your work in the communities?
Yes. So our work as well provides stable income, okay, and market access to producers. This is the main reason we work with them, so we can offer them this opportunity to sell their products, especially the people that are struggling, and especially after Lebanon's collapse, economic collapse, which affected a lot of people. Regardless of the wars, we had a very big economic relapse in 2019, if you remember, and our monetary was devaluated, and people were left without nothing, literally. So what we do is we sell their products, and this is our impact on them. In addition, we enable the women, especially the women, to be contributors to their households and leaders in the community. We help them to plan their production, to reinvest in the tools that they have, and to retain the traditional knowledge. We always work on this. And to answer as well whatever Basma said, because we do the same thing actually, what is our impact is that we share the story of all our producers with everyone on social media, in events, to our clients. We even put their story on the label of the products. Mm-hmm. So whenever it's sold everywhere, there's a picture, for example, of the hajj, we say, of the woman who did this jar, with the story, how she did it, and every little detail.
Yeah, I think storytelling is so important, and we hear quite regularly, in particular in the fair trade world, you know, how telling the story can impact how people perceive. So yes, thank you. I'm now going to jump to another question. Maybe I'll start with you, Diana, while I got you here. What have been your biggest challenges in operating a purpose-driven organization that follows the 10 principle of the World Fair Trade Organization?
Yes, our biggest, actually our struggle was whenever there is wars or economic problems, or a lot of people, a lot of things can disrupt things, but mainly it was sourcing the raw material locally, because we don't buy our raw material except from Lebanon. So the problem was sourcing them, the logistics, the supply chain disruptions, and especially maintaining the fair prices, because, you know, after every struggle we face, we don't have a lot of workers. So the workers, I will give you an example now. The workers' wage has been increased a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so all the cooperatives are struggling with the prices. So we are struggling as well to maintain the fair prices for producers while keeping the product affordable for global markets. And this is a balancing act that we are working on. Okay, so this is our main struggle, the logistics and the costs.
What about for you, Basma? What have been the biggest challenges in operating under the 10 principles?
Logistics and cost also, as she mentioned, and one of the biggest challenges working through the crisis. Something our country knows too well. Let's put in the table the 5, for example, for last year's. First, we began the same as in all over the world with the COVID-19, and now it's the ongoing war since October that forced us to close our shop. So now let's say that in the local market, we couldn't count at all, because we have here a souvenir shop, a very big souvenir shop, which is in the very tourism area, which is closed since October 2023. And if we are going to put, like, again, an example, our cooperative, we were 18 employees, now we are just 3. And many workshops also shut down, and many families are struggling emotionally and financially. Now, we are surviving thanks to the international customers who keep placing orders, and especially who are committed are the ethical organizations and the fair trade organizations, which are always looking about the things that we are doing. If we are going to mention Bethlehem, the place when Jesus was born, it is 85% of the economy relies on the handicraft and the tourism. So you can imagine the hotels are closed, all the souvenir shops are closed. So the situation is really critical. But people, for example, if we can mention here, they can see the difference between to work with any other organization or to work with us. For example, other organizations who are just looking to make trade and not to give a fare. So this is one of the things that we are many times glad to mention. So many times we are mentioning that that we always should see the bad things inside, the good things inside the bad things. And this is one of the things that people can recognize how important it is to make contact with organizations which are looking about the let's say the ethical point of view, or to looking about the best of the people, not just to make a trade. And now I don't know, maybe this also it's very important. It's the same in Lebanon. In Palestine and in the Middle East, the people often need to see the real impact before they believe in something. So this is one of the things when we are always suffering, because when we want to introduce something, they don't always believe about it. But when they see the impact, then they believe about it. So this maybe it makes our work harder, but maybe also at the same time even more necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that story and what's happening at the moment that's affecting really the whole region over there as well. And I can only just imagine how you are managing to try and work under this principle and try and support producers and in those areas. Even more important now, but the challenges that you face. So in this case, and I'm just wondering whether this next question depends on what's happening around the world. Does operating under the team principles of fair trade means that the products are more expensive? I mean, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like it really much depends on what's happening on the ground at a particular point in time around the world. But, you know, I'd like to hear from both of you about this. Diana, do you want to answer first?
Yes, sure. So regarding the prices, of course, it's more expensive. That's a thing. But in the same time, this is our job to tell the story, and to keep the product a high end. Whenever you sell value and you sell the product with transparency, ethics, and durability, this thing doesn't affect the pricing. For example, nowadays people are looking more into the product. They are looking more into the caliber, as they say. So when it's handmade and there's an impact on someone's life, people will buy it regardless of the price. So sometimes it's expensive, sometimes no, but we reflect the true production cost. I will give you an example. For example, all our clients, we send them the process, how it's made and how it's being priced for them. All the production costs, all the wages, they know everything. So the price, even if it's higher than factory products, it's justifiable, as they say. And the
That's very interesting. That's very interesting how you do that for the clients.
Aware. The consumers are aware of that. And many of them are willing to pay fairly. We have clients that are fair traders and we have clients that are not fair traders, but they know they are buying from someone who is helping someone. And that's so important. You see, yes. Our producer, they work on a clean label. They work with tough tools, and they don't do big quantities like factories. So this affects the cost anyway.
Yes, thank you. What about you, Basma? Does it mean that the working under the principle fair trade is more expensive for?
Yeah, it is, for sure it is, but my answer, it will be exactly the same. But many times we should know with who we should work also. And many times we are closely sharing the stories and how we are producing the things, and working very hard with our customers in order to also for them to be able to introduce our products, to show the people that this is like it's not just to make trade again, it's just to make it fair, to give a fair to the people. We are not asking for like just for them to help us, but just also to understand that what is the process and what they should be fair with this. Yani, you know, this is one of the most important things for us. And so I think, but maybe one of the things that is different than what she mentioned, that it's that for us it's not easy to introduce our products for the people who are not looking for like the ethical issues. So most of our customers are fair trade or let's say churches or organizations who are just looking to keep on Christianity, let's say here in our area, or to help our people, the Palestinian people, not to emigrate. So most of the customers that are following or being able to buy from us are people who are interested on what we are doing now.
Thank you. And I've got another question for you, Basma. What could social enterprises here in Australia learn from your expertise in celebrating and valuing artisan skills and products in the area, especially nowadays it's all about mass production? And how do we successfully reconnect consumers with the purpose, value, and beauty of artisan products?
I think it's the same as we mentioned before, to share the stories, to speak about us. So yeah, in time of the mass production, we have learned that preserving the artisan skills means more than making a product. It means sharing the stories, the culture, and the identity behind them. In Palestine, every handmade item reflects not only the tradition, but also our resilience. The things that we are doing under the situation that we are living. So what social enterprise and maybe enterprises in Australia can learn from us is how to keep going despite the uncertainty, how to work in situation which all the doors are closed for us. So due to our political situation, we constantly face changes in our plans, in our operations. Yet we adapt, we continue, and we remain proud of our resilience. It is, you know, many times really, it's hard to go through this, but our resilience, our way of thinking that if this door is closed, we should think about any other door, how to open it, how to keep supporting our people. And to tell you the truth, I really feel sometimes proud of these kind of things that we can do. And yeah, it's one of the things, sorry, that maybe many other countries can learn from many organizations in the Middle East.
Thank you. And Diana, this is for you. How do you go about connecting rural producers with international markets? You sort of touched that now, but what do you think is the key to successfully enable small producers to real global buyers when you know so many markets are driven by price at the moment?
Yes. So firstly, we invest in trainings. We do a lot of trainings to them. For example, I do give trainings on international platforms, how to go online and find clients and such things. In case they can export, we help them. In case they cannot export, we export for them. So what do? We handle every step of the export process. We help them with the packaging. We do for them the labels. We do the planning for the production. We do, I used to give them courses as well for the costing, how to cost their stuff, how to do the calculations, the simple calculations, because they don't know about it. So the logistics, we handle it, the documentation, everything needs to be to export their products outside. So sometimes they export under their clients, but they don't have the proper documentation. So we do it under the umbrella of FTAANZ. And sometimes we buy from them the stuff and we sell them abroad and we give them a fair price. Okay, so we are the bridge We bridge the gap by promoting their stories, their culture, as said before, for Akid, and the social value of the producers to international buyers.
Yes, and it's interesting how different fair trade organizations operate very different from each other, and yet the goal and the outcome, the values are always the same, but there's many different ways. So thank you for sharing that. Now, to both of you, and maybe we'll start with you again, Diana, since you're there. How do you see the next 10 years going for the fair trade movements and for business to value and prioritize social and environmental outcomes?
Yes, what I see really from the bottom of my heart, I see growth. I will tell you why. Because the younger generation are looking more into transparency. You see, now we didn't used to be like that, but now if you see people walking in shops everywhere, they ask, where is that from? They ask who did it. They ask, is it benefiting someone? So that's why I see growth, because the mentality is changing. People are now better. They are trying to help. So how do I say it? The norms, nowadays the fair trading is becoming a norm more than a necessity, how they say it. So that's why I believe
business,
if we keep on working together as fair traders, really it's going to be more known. Because in my job, sometimes I go sit with people, they don't know what's fair trade.
Yes.
Okay, but nowadays you can see internationally it's getting better and better. And this is our aim. Our aim is to spread the word more for fair trade.
Thank you. What about you, Basma? How do you see the next 10 years going for the fair trade movement?
Yeah.
In your region, perhaps? Yeah.
Yeah, in our region. Let's say that, again, we always include the situation that we have now. And I think I mentioned before that people are aware that we are the only, let's say, organization or one of the one that is giving work. So they started to understand that it's very important to work with organizations that are caring about the ethical or the issues or good practices. Yeah, but at the same time, we are shocked by what is happening in the world. But people also here, but we are the people who should keep giving hope to our people. And it's our responsibility to pass this to all the people, because we don't want them to lose this. Yeah. So fair trade will be more relevant than ever, as I told you, because people, and especially young people, as we mentioned, are caring about these issues, and they're thinking that when you have a good practices, this is what is giving long-term business. So again, but we should always keep mentioning that the fair trade is not just about the product, it's the justice, dignity, to giving through educations about this. I think that's something very important. Also, as she mentions many times, people, when we are speaking every time and each time about fair trade, they don't know what it is. But when they are in the time when crisis, when they are suffering, they can understand this. So again, many times when people should see the difference of what we are speaking or the impact of the things to understand why they should do something. Yeah.
Thank you. Diana, this one is for you. How do we go about inspiring? And you mentioned about consumers already, the storytelling and so on. But what about policymakers to recognize and embrace fair trade as a powerful tool for creating more just and equitable future? Because those are the ones you want to really try and change the mindset.
Of course. Okay, what I believe will do that is when we are showing them the real impact we are doing on the people. When you see how fair trade is changing lives of people. Yeah, so especially in crisis zones, they begin to care because you are making an impact. It's not just an NGO that is coming and giving food to people so they can survive.
Yeah.
We are giving them hope. We are giving them work for the future. We are helping them. So when you see this impact, I don't think people might not look the other way. So we need more awareness campaigns educations and stronger engagement in the influencers, the social media, and these people should be more engaged in such things, just to show what is the impact we are doing.
And I suppose it also creates some economy at a local level. And so policymakers might be interested in that, improving the local economy. And thank you.
Yes, sure. We are engaging in the trade in the country as well. So this is good.
Yes, Basma, how about you? This is a different question. How do you see your role in shaping the future of responsible trade? And how can people, business and community in Australia support you and others on this path?
So just to let you know again, please, that I always speak about the impact, and this is why also she was mentioning. So I think this is one of the most important things that we always are doing, and this is very clear about the impact. So my key message to the Austrian consumer is simple. Your purchasing power can make a real difference. By choosing the fair trade products, you directly support artisans, producers, and cooperatives who are facing the hardships or trauma that are caused, especially in our area, by the war and the conflict. They should understand that when they buy ethically, you are not just purchasing a product, but we are investing in a community, in a resilience, in a dignity for the future. Yeah. So
thank you.
If the support helps to preserve our traditional skills, and they should know that we are providing the fair wages and
Yes. So Basma, at the moment with the current conflicts, just to paint a picture for us, how does it affect the work of the fair trade? What happens? Why is it being, apart from closing the shop, what's happening to the producers? And
and there is a catastrophe here. This is so, each day we really don't know what is coming next, and we don't know what what we are going to face next. Each time we are afraid, our children are afraid. So many people, especially in Bethlehem area, many people are immigrated, something which we are trying to work very hard. But sometimes when they feel that they are not able to give their children the education that they need or the food, people are thinking to do that. So the catastrophe wording, if we are going to speak in Gaza now on the ongoing conflict in our region, is devastating. The impact on us and the other fair trade organizations, it's not easy to work with this. But again, this doesn't mean that it's impossible, but we should keep on. But I really need to speak a little bit in Gaza. We can't make this and don't speak about what is going in Gaza. It's heartbreaking. Thousands of lives, lost people they are not able even to eat. If they want to go to a place to drink water, they disappear. So the situation really, it's not easy at all. At the same time, we should mention that even if we are in Palestine, we are lucky until now, because you don't know what is coming on the next thing. Until now, we are lucky that we are not facing what Gaza is facing, without water, without food, without electricity or medical care. So this humanitarian crisis affects all of us in Palestine, emotionally, economically, and socially. So for the fair trade, the impact is severe. It's not easy. Sometimes it's not easy to speak about this in such situation, because people started to see me. What is like I am coming from other planet, or that I don't feel what is going on. So you should know when you should speak about fair trade. What is the best moment to make something? And so now people here are just looking to survive.
And just as a final question to both of you, what would your key messages to Australian consumers be about how they can use their purchasing power to support artisans, producers and cooperatives in community facing hardship and trauma caused by the war and conflicts, or general in countries that are developing? What are your key messages? What's your last, big message do you want to leave us with? Diana?
Yes, so I begin.
Yes,
Shall
Diana.
I begin?
Yes.
Yes. So how can you help us, the people of Australia and everywhere? My main goal is to say one thing: the purchase is one vote. By choosing the fair trade products, by choosing to purchase fair trade products, you are supporting these people. You are supporting resilience and peace building and justice. I believe that when we collaborate together, when we have a commitment together and communication, and that's the most important thing. My main goal is to show everybody, to show all the people who we are, not as Fair Trade Lebanon, as all the World Fair Trade Organization. And when they see this, they will help. And this is the main goal: to purchase. That's it.
Thank you. Basma, what's your big key message for the Australian consumers?
Yeah, that you are, when they are buying from us, they are investing in a community with resilience, dignity, and future. Yeah, this is what they should know when they are buying some products from our area. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to thank you both. It's both very inspirational stories, in particular in this time, and particular for making time to talk with us. So thank you very much.